Okay, so the lady across the street just died, and I hadn't even said hi to her right yet, and she just died. So, oh darn, I'm live. Let me go live. I'll talk to you later. I love you a lot. Peace. Hey, Curvies. Not sure what happened. Let's see. Come on. Stop spinning. Everything is spinning today. Thanks for bearing with me, Curvies. I had that other live set up to go, and it wouldn't let me go live from there, you guys. So sorry about that. Let me actually go and delete that one. Thanks for coming in to LRGA Curves this morning. Go ahead and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring the bell so you can get notified when I upload a video. And so you can be part of the beautiful curvy community. Come on, really? I'm very impatient right now. Very impatient. It's 11 o'clock in the morning and it's already 87 degrees, y'all. Well, last night, if you were here on LRGA Curves, we broke some news that's really hot in the YouTube streets right now about Melody Cherie Rogers of Love and Marriage Huntsville is getting ready to sue the pants off of Show Enough Miss Wanda, and she wants a payment for every lie. She wants a payment for every lie from Miss Wanda and any other content creators. So I'll go ahead and delete this one because it would not work. And I have no idea why it wouldn't work. So I'm deleting that one. I understand. Delete forever. Bye-bye. Okay. So now that that's taken care of, let's come off of here. Come off of here. Darn. No way. Wait for some people to come in here. Thanks for coming to LRGA Curves today. Let me see what I'm looking like on here. Hi, you guys. She's in her room today. You guys see me okay? It's not enough light in here, huh? Oh, well. Coming to you live from the boudoir. Live from the boudoir. Okay, let me make sure. There. Hopefully the people will find us over here, y'all, because I had created another. I said I was going to go live yesterday, and I messed around, and I was like, oh, let me be proactive. And I checked my analytics finally, and I was scheduling it for a time that it said a lot of my viewers are available because I've been trying to follow directions and like grow, right? Instead of just let this hobby thing be a hobby thing, right? I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to get those YouTube dollars. I'm creating an alternate stream of income whilst I am entertaining the people. Let me actually put this over here. Is this a good place for it? There? Now you guys can see me a little better. Yeah. There, let's do it like that. There we go. Okay. So I'm just kicking it in my room today. Let's go like that. I don't want no ceiling titties in there. But I do have the TV playing right there because I watched this last week, and I think this must have been a filler episode for Real Housewives of Dubai, because, or too much 420 or something, because I don't remember anything. The Carolines finally having a talk and us getting a little insight into why the Caroline Brooks is so upset with Caroline Stansberry. Because she's been saying that Caroline's a two-faced bitch every chance she can get a tequila in her hand, you know, which is often because, as it turns out, most of the people in her circle have a liquor license because that's the only high you can have in Dubai is the spirits of inebriation. Anyway, sorry, you guys, for the confusion this morning. Thanks for coming on into LRGA Curves. Make sure you smash that like button and smash the subscribe button because you know how much I like smashing. And ring the bell so you can get notified when I upload a video, or like in this case, when I have to delete the video that I scheduled because it would not let me go live from the scheduled video inside a YouTube studio. So I'm not sure why it kept asking me to connect my streaming software to the go live function within the studio because my intention was to use YouTube live for the thing. So I'm not sure. I have to go back and watch another video because this is the second time I've had to delete what I scheduled and come in on a new stream. So yeah, note to self. Thanks for coming through, Mademoiselle. Thanks for coming through, California cutie. Right on. Smash the button. I saw you guys did your review of Real Housewives of Dubai last week. Yes. So thanks for coming through. It's not going to be long because, like I said, I watched the episode and I'm like, what happened? So I'm just going to go through the characters and go from what I remember happening. Okay. Because I have it here and I was going to rewatch it before I met with you guys this morning. Let me go back. Oh, it's already on Ladies of London. I was going to rewatch it before I met with you guys this morning, but I got up this morning. Let me stop sharing this. Stop. Hi, y'all. So I got up this morning. I look good. God loves me and wants me to win. I'm great. So I got up this morning and I was feeling pretty good today. I woke up on the right side of the bed. I did my edification this morning. I listened to some good videos. And then I had a nice talk with my brother who lives in Florida. And I was telling bro, I was like, bro, this, that, and the other. And because I sent him my rap video. Y'all know that I fancy myself a rapper from the 80s. I have a cadence from the 80s, from when LL Cool J and all this stuff. As a matter of fact, I wrote it. One of the first raps I wrote was a response to LL Cool J's I Need Love. Yeah, you guys should hear that one. Anyway, so I had just posted recently my I reposted my rap that I wrote about 19, C19. And I was able to repost it after listening to Kendrick last week. I was like, oh yeah, that's where my inspiration came from. It's in me. It's West Coast vibe, right? So I decided to share that with you guys and I reposted my rap. So I sent it to my brother who hadn't heard it yet, even though I wrote it at the beginning of the demic. And I had posted it before, but nobody saw it. And then so I sent it to my brother and he called and he's all, oh, I didn't know that you rap. I was like, fool, I've been rapping since the 80s. I'm hilarious. So while we were talking, though, I had a little emotional moment because my uncle, rest in peace, Uncle Tony, Anthony, my favorite uncle. So it's my mother's younger brother, was only 3 years older than me. Okay. So we grew up together and he used to love my rap. And I would live in LA and he was living in Oakland. He would call me, he'd be like, here, rap for Bob. And then he could be someplace else and he'd be calling me. He'd be like, oh, let me call my niece. She could rap. And then, and he loved me and he supported me in every way possible. And I just want to give a shout out to the universal support that we get from people that we don't even realize that was support. Like I was kind of like, At that time, my insecurity and my shyness got really in the way. And whenever somebody was like, perform now, I was like, the time I got to be I was asked to be on the stage with Humpty Humpty. You guys know who those rappers are? Humpty dance is your chance to do the hump. Oh, Humpty baby, do the Humpty hump, do the Humpty hump. Remember that? So I'm at the concert minding my business when they come up to me and they were like, girl, get up here. And I refused to go. My life probably would have been a whole other life right now if I would have got out of my shyness. So the message for today is don't be scared, don't be shy, jump through open doors and open windows because you never know how your life would be different. And had I embraced myself and my talents sooner and not been shy and insecure, then who knows where I would be? I wouldn't just now have been starting my YouTube channel in the fucking 50s because I'm in my 50s, y'all. And so let this be a word to the other people. When you get when you get an idea, do it in spite of your insecurity. Do it in spite of your shyness and do it in spite of your fear because your life will be better for it. Okay. That's all I can say. That's the message over there. So I just wanted to share that little story. So after that, I was like, I literally cried about the thought of my Unky Bunky supporting me so, and me just now realizing that was literal support. That was support and encouragement that I overlooked at the time because I was so caught up in my whole own insecurity and stuff, you know? So when I was talking to my brother this morning, we had a moment to reflect on just being grateful for those past things that we had overlooked. So I started the day off good, right? So then I cleaned the house. The house smells like pine sol on Mondays. I don't clean up on the weekends. That's for relaxing. On Monday morning though, I get up bright and early and I'm pine sol and everything. That's my smell of choice is pine sol. Sometimes I do a little lemon. Um, so got the house smelling good. Everything's nice and tidied up from the weekend. And the husband comes in the house and he's like, babe, the mom from across the street died. Oh, and y'all know my daddy died in December. So there's this family that moved in across the street. And I feel a little bad right now because I had not made my way over there it's been at least 6 months since they've been here since at least January. And I have not ever gone over and just introduced myself or nothing. Yeah, Pine Sol, those cleaning products. Yeah. I don't drink them anymore. No, I'm just kidding. But so I had not made my way across the street to even say hello, you know? And but ever since the very first night their moving van came, the same night an ambulance came in a fire truck because the mother has been sick. And then over the last couple months, we've been seeing a hospice car pull up at least 3 times a week and go like a nurse would go in and care for her. And then I would see what must be her daughter because she's out there right now throwing chairs, talking about, I want my mama back. And she was taking her, I was thinking it was for dialysis because she had this thing on her arm that made me think it was something to do with kidneys and plus the schedule. Because I had people in my life before that needed dialysis and they had like this bandage on their arm and their vein was, I could see her vein from across the street. Okay. Bless her heart. Rest in peace, darling. So the emergency vehicles have been coming way more often, like way more often. Right. And just last week, I was telling my mom, I was like, dang, the fire truck's here again. I was like, they're coming more and more often. I don't know how much longer she's going to be here because that's what happened to my grandma, right? Like the freaking emergency vehicles were coming once a month. And then it turned into once a week. And then it turned into a couple times a week. And by the end of the time my grandma was left, they had left twice in a day one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because, that's what happens at the end. You call the people. You don't want your person to go. You're still going through the steps. You're like, oh, call the ambulance. And the ambulance comes and they're like, well, we could take you to the hospital. But of course, the old people never want to go to the hospital because so They would oft times leave without the lady, but bless her heart, she died right now while I was getting ready for this live. I was in here getting ready to come. I was trying to figure out the last stream, how to come in, and it wouldn't let me in. And he said that. I go outside, I send a prayer over, send him some positive vibes and energy. And they are all, I mean, that lady, that house is full of grown children down to babies in diapers in a carrier. Okay. And so she had her grandkids, her kids, they kids, the other kids all over there. And they are just all tore up right now. You know, when the matriarchs of specifically Black families go, that is a fucking hard day. I was listening to Kendrick Lamar again, and he has this one song called Nobody's Praying for Me. Like, because all the elders, all the matriarchs of his family are gone, so he doesn't have anybody praying for him. And there's just such a comfort that comes from knowing that somebody cares enough about you to pray over you. I don't know. I'm just still getting a little emotional. But let's get into this Real Housewives of Dubai nonsense, you guys. Like I said, I don't remember a lot of what happened. So we're just going to skeet skirt. She's at rest now. She is definitely resting. She is just sleeping now, waiting for the second coming. Well, actually, I kind of believe that our spirits, where the bodies, these are avatars, and while our spirits are in here, the avatars are like up and moving around doing what our spirits want them to do. And then once our spirits have left this place, then our avatar falls. It doesn't do anything we want it to do anymore. But I do believe that the energy that's within us carries on and was a continuation of something before it even got here. That's what I prefer to believe, y'all. That's just, I might like things complicated. I might like things complicated, okay? But let's see. So in the episode of Real Housewives of Dubai, let's see. Let's start with, well, the Lisa Milan of it all. Sorry, you guys. I feel like it was a, sorry, I'm choking. I feel like it was a filler episode, kinda, other than the little part that we got about why Caroline Brooks is off Caroline Stansberry. Now, during season 1 of Real Housewives of Dubai, I did very much notice that Brooks and Stanberry were anti Lisa and Ion. And I was wondering myself, how did this little pre-alliance already happen? We're only in season 1. Well, when the liquor flows, Caroline Brooks be telling us, y'all, be telling us what we need to know. So she said this week that while she was friends with Caroline Stanberry, Stanberry told her, Caroline Brooks, to not be nice to or hang out with Lisa or Chanel Ayan, the other 2 Black girls on the thing. And I thought that was, I'm like, look, I know it's international and I'd be reducing stuff to good old American black and white. But I'm wondering, why would this Black girl decide to saddle up to and go against the other Black girls with Stanberry of all people? Well, because Stanberry has the money, she has the status. She, I think they were trying to do her as the anchor of the show based off of Ladies of London or whatever. So that could be, she could have thought it was in her best interest to, hold on to the whoever's the anchor, right? Because I didn't know who Caroline Brooks was before this show, but I did know who Caroline Stanberry was before Real Housewives of Dubai. So I could see her doing that. But then I'm like, well, what is it for Stanberry to decide that they all shouldn't just be a group of girls getting to know each other in the Middle East or wherever they are, in Dubai, UAE? And why couldn't she just let it be like, we're all together, we're all having fun? Why did she need to decide that there were factions within this group? Like, and it was very obvious last season. Do you guys agree that that was a really obvious, like, dynamic last season, where these two black girls were constantly being attacked by the black girl and the white girl. I don't know. Like, that's my American mind, my tiny American mind went right there, right? Because it's obvious to me in our society, like, I don't have to look for the differences in how people are treated. It's obvious, right? Right, California cutie. It's too obvious, right? Thanks for coming, Bianca. I saw you in the other one, Bianca. I love you. I was telling the people. So the other live that you had already started in, it wouldn't let me in there. So I had to create another live to come in. And this is the second time I had to do that. But I've been trying to use YouTube Studio to go live because for you YouTubers out there, if you use YouTube Studio to go live, it increases your watch hours like exponentially. Did you know that? Like, so it adds to your watch time in a good way. So I think that's why a lot of people are using the YouTube live feature right now and saving StreamYard for like if they're having a panel or something. Because I did an hour live yesterday, and when I got off the live, it said I had 23 hours of watch time. So I'm noticing that. So I was, even though we aren't really adoring the setup on this particular YouTube live feature, like how I'm down here, I can't do a backdrop and all of that stuff, and I can't have anybody come up, and I can't pin a comment. So there are some downsides, but increasing your watch hours, that increases your cash flow. Yeah, so definitely use the YouTube live feature. Because I swear, when a little box will pop up after this, and if this live is like an hour, based on how many people come through the chat, then it multiplies. So yesterday I had like 300 people come through. And so the hour live that I did turned into 23 hours of watch time, you guys. Yeah. So check it out. Anyway, I love to share. I love to share. There's enough to go around. Um, so what was I talking about? Darn it. So yeah, it was obvious to me that there was this little like in the group. And I was wondering, well, how is this happening? Aren't we all like together over here in Dubai? I mean, why do you need any drama? Right? And then to find out that it was manufactured by the colonizer, I mean, by Stanberry. So, and then it does also seem like within this group, there's a lot of like bending the knee to Caroline Stanberry. And I'm not sure how you get all the way to so close to Egypt and you still are bowing down to white people. I'm not sure how that happens. So I'm not sure how she got that position, but she needs to just be equal with the rest of them. Because once you get to Dubai, I'm not real sure that your blonde blue is serving you as much as you think it is. And so that would make us all equal, in my opinion. You're not up here. I won't be bending this knee and I won't be kissing this ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, we equal, bitch, right? So I wasn't sure why Caroline Brooks, who seems like such a strong black woman, or just a strong woman, because we don't have to keep doing that. But Caroline Brooks, who's such a strong woman, why would she allow herself to be used and directed by the colonizer? I mean, Caroline Stanberry. Why? She doesn't have her whole own mind of her own? So I'm not sure what the benefit was or what anything like that was, or the reasoning. And I love to find out about a reason. I'm not really sure about it, right? So anyway, but Caroline Brooks said in the last two episodes, she said many times when she was very inebriated that Caroline Stansberry is a two-faced bitch. And I was like, that's a very specific type of rant, two-faced bitch. So that means that you did something to Caroline Brooks that left her feeling betrayed by you. And I'm wondering what that was. This episode, we find out that not only did Caroline Stanberry decide to put dissent among the obviously melanated trio of Brooks, Lisa, and Ayan, specifically She was trying to draw a wedge between them, only to do that thing that they do so well, where they'll tell you to not do it and then they turn around and do it. You know they do that. You know they do that. You know who I'm talking about does that. So Caroline Stanberry told Caroline Brooks to be mean to Lisa and Ilan. Brooks gladly did what she said. You saw how she treated them last year. She was basically the pit bull and mouthpiece for Stansberry against Lisa and Ian last year. We saw it. And come to find out, it was because this white lady told her to. And then the white lady turned around and befriended the people that she had the black lady be mean to. So now she got her out here looking all kind of crazy, only to turn around and be like, well, I just want us all to get along, darling. Bitch, you told me to go in on these hoes last season. And I did because I thought we were friends, only for you to flip the script and leave me out while you go make nice with these bitches. I'm like, now what did she call Stanberry a two-faced bitch? That's some messy shit. We can go to Kendrick Lamar for everything this year. Kendrick Lamar and Cat Williams, KK. Leave the last K out for them. They got the other K. We'll just do KK all year. We get KK, Cat Williams and Kendrick Lamar, KK all year. Because in Kendrick Lamar's song, he talks about how the white people would go to towns and get the people and to do their bidding, their evil work, and then turn around and Drake has the same agenda. And so Drake wasn't a colleague, he's a fucking colonizer. So I feel like Kendrick Lamar's song, that one verse, is very apropos, if you will, for Miss Stansberry and how she decided to interact and pit these black women against each other the way that colonizers do. I mean, read any colonizer story in his story, and that's what they do. And then she did it here again for our entertainment. And it's triggering to Caroline Brooks, who instead of just bite this bitch's head off and let the truth be the truth. You know what? If I was Caroline Brooks and she had done that shit to me and I had acquiesced and been her mouthpiece against my sestras, I would tell on my own self season 2, episode 1, as soon as we was all together. I would have walked in with Talene, and before I got sloppy drunk like she did at the table, I would have been like, look, bitch, last year, you had me come in here and treat these two. I only went against them last year because of you, Stanberry. I would have busted the whole thing up and run and told that on myself. And got right with me and let that lady's power go over me. I wouldn't have been making myself drunk at parties, calling her a two-faced bitch under my breath. No, I would be calling her a two-faced bitch to her face in front of the people that she had me go against to let them know that I was used, but now I see clearly now because my colonizer's gone. It seems to me that Caroline Stanberry, just from my observation of last season and now this revelation in season 2, episode 3, why would Caroline Stanberry do that? What was her motivating factor for deciding to pit and taking action to pit Caroline Brooks against Lisa and Ayan last season? I was really put off by that whole thing. I was really wanted them three to come together and but Brooks allowed herself to be used, and now she's mad that she was used. Yes. Right? And now it's so interesting that the person you pitted Brooks against last year is the person who's running back to you this year to tell you that Brooks called you a cunt. She called you a see you next Tuesday. That's sign language. You know, my brother's deaf. We had to go to sign language school when we adopted him. He was adopted. My mom wanted 12 kids, but she's Black in America. And after she had my sister, she went in for something. Oh, she had fibroids. And you know what they did? They sterilized my mother. Crazy Western medicine. Sterilized my Black mom. Pretty sure the nurse overheard her talking about she wanted 12 kids. And they were like, let's shut this shit down. You know they don't like that. So they ended up, my mom went in to have her fibroids removed, and she came out without a uterus. Yeah, hysterectomy. Full hysterectomy at 23 years old is what they decided to do to my mother. So that was a little but I would like to see these three ladies get it right. And then how about maybe they go against old Stanberry and Sergio? Because I feel like Stanberry and Sergio really feel like they're way up here and everybody else is just down here. But why do you get to feel that way? You're not even entertaining or interesting. Not really. You know, snide remarks all day through an accent. Anybody can do that, darling. I can do that. I mean, that doesn't make you interesting. Being a nice human makes you interesting to me. What are you doing for the world to make it a better place? Are you pitting Black women against Black women? That's not a better place for me. And then for the Black women to voluntarily participate, that's not a good look, Brooks. I hope you finally get some backbone. I mean, because Brooks seems hardcore, but she also needs her own backbone if it's realized now that she was doing the bidding of the lady last season. And now your ass is the only one out, because that's what happens when you deal with devils. How everybody knows when the devil possesses you, you do the devil's bidding, and then you're the one that's in court. He not there with you. You're the one that's in jail. He not there with you. You serving time by yourself because you did the bidding of the thing, right? So now this season, by episode 3, there's already a narrative against Caroline Brooks about drinking. So far, everybody who has been talking about her drinking. Caroline Stanberry is talking about her drinking. Her own friend, Talene, who I already told you, first rule of reality TV is don't bring on your friends and family if you want to stay friends and family. Duh. Nobody's paying a fucking attention over there. They just pay attention to the things, to the housewife handbook of shock. Like, okay, twatgate. We got a twatgate in Beverly Hills, so let's do a twatgate in Dubai, right? And then how NECA came in hot and was trying to regurgitate something that we saw from another line. We're already seen that, lady. We don't want to see that. You didn't need to pull that out of the housewife handbook. But they are all starting a narrative for Brooks, who we can see with our eyes is inebriated at these events, but that's all you can do in Dubai is drink. So why are you calling it out? Unless you're trying to plant seeds in this woman's character for the masses. Because you all drink. All y'all is over there drinking. Now, if Caroline likes to have a better time to the point of slurring her words, then that's her prerogative. But this narrative, within 3 episodes, every single episode, somebody has pointed out that Caroline Brooks is drinking too much. Did you notice it? I noticed it. So now there's this smear campaign against the person that Stanberry personally went out and tried to have go after the other two black girls because Stanberry can't do it. That's apparent. Stanberry tried going after Lisa and couldn't do it. And then she sent Sergio after Lisa, and it's still not done. And the only way Stanberry could even get at Chanel is to befriend her, because even going at Chanel wasn't working for her, right? All those little weird arguments they had at the reunion. They want to know who best dressed, who's more famous, who's this, who's that. Why, if you really are a Pierce Stanberry, why is it so concerning to you if if Ayan is on covers of magazines too? I mean, there's a million magazines. There's really enough of those to go around, right? Huh. You know what? I expect some shit like this from somebody like Stansberry to pit the people against each other. But I do not expect for a bright, intelligent, educated, freaking worldly maven such as Caroline Brooks to have allowed herself to be used in that regard. That's where my disappointment is. Because I'm feeling like we need to stick together, y'all, no matter what. No matter what country you in, no matter what city you in, stick with your people. Have their back. Had Caroline Brooks had the backs of Chanel Ayan and Lisa last year, this season would already be set up for greatness. But now the only person who's ass out so far right now is Brooks, the mouthpiece that Caroline used against the other people. Her little friend Talene is even sitting over there with Stanberry talking about Brooks, talking about her drinking. She doesn't know what's wrong with her. Oh, showing up at parties without Brooks that Brooks isn't even invited to, and then staying at the party once you find out that the friend that brought you on the show wasn't invited to the party you sitting there sipping whiskey at. You were supposed to get up and leave and go call Brooks and be like, bitch, I just found out you weren't invited. I was in there, and then I found out that you weren't in there, and so I had to leave. Because what do I look like being at this bitch's house without you? But there's no loyalty for Brooks. We're going to find that out. There's no loyalty from Stanberry, who put her up to going against Lisa and Chanel. And there's no loyalty from Talene, who she brought on her show, who she's known in Dubai for 10 years now. Talene is going to turn so fast on her. Because Talene already thought she should have been famous from being in she was a singer, right? But her singing didn't really go anywhere. So I feel like Talene already came in ready to be famous. And whoever she needs to knock off to get there. And you know they love it when you knock the person that brought you. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. Let's see. Yeah, Talene is a fence rider for sure. I did not like that California cutie. Fence riding is not okay. Look, also part of the reason Brooks is so upset with Stanberry is because Stanberry disrespected her friend, her literal real friend, not her TV friend, her literal real friend. She feels like she disrespected Talene by talking about Twatgate and embarrassing her first chance she got on TV. First chance you get, you got to start talking about my best friend's twat on TV? I got a twat for you, Stanberry. How about you're the twat? How about that? And I'm not going to let you ever live it down that you attacked my friend of 10 years, who I'm bringing on this show because I need an ally, really. And so I'm not going to let you sit up here and just talk shit about my friend Talene. And then Talene is like, oh no, let it go. Everybody has twats. I'm so glad I shaved. Okay, you can let it go now, Caroline Brooks. It's not that bad. I want to get to know Stanberry too. I mean, I love kissing rings and bending my knee, and you're standing in the way of that, Brooks. I really just need you to let this go so that I can try to form a relationship with that colonizer chick who backstabbed you, then because I'm sure me and her will get along way better than you and her. Yeah, why you forgive Stanberry so easy and you looking cross-eyed at your friend who brought you on the show? That is betrayal. That is not loyalty. That's like when you married and like, okay, Dr. Heavenly. She don't disagree. Anything Dr. Daddy says, it goes. They are not arguing in front of nobody. But when they get home, I bet she talks back. But out in public, it's me and you against the world. And that's what Brooks needs from Talene, but Talene don't have it in her, you guys. It's obvious the way that she's trying to get her ass helmet, Caroline Stansberry, to fit right. You know, we know a good ass helmet over here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that happened. What else happened in the show? Oh, I didn't like how Chanel ran back and told Brooks about the see you next Tuesday thing. Look, you didn't have to say that. Somebody else could have told that, Chanel. I mean, there was a lot of people sitting there. Um, but Chanel probably did that because of the way Brooks treated her last year. But Chanel doesn't know that the way she was treated last year by Brooks was at Stansberry's request. So you running back to the enemy that had the girl turn coat on you last year already. All of this is just some colonizer bullshit to me right now. And poor Sergio. Sergio must feel a little the way his stepdaughter talks to him and bit the and then who the fuck? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm a little all over the place. Who in the heck has a cake, lets their daughter bite the heads off of the Rice Krispie figures, take them out of her mouth, put them back on the thing, and stick it back on the cake the people are supposed to eat off of? That's just nasty. That wasn't funny. That was nasty. She bit the head off and then put the head on the other body and the head on the other body. And she was talking a major shit about Sergio. And Caroline let him. That's not okay. That's still her stepfather. And he still deserves respect, even if he doesn't know where babies come from. So I'm not sure about all this disrespecting that's allowed by the children towards adults without remedy on these shows. That girl needed to get checked. That's not a good look, darling. That's not a good look. And it's nasty. Bit the head off and then took it out of her mouth and stuck it on the other thing. And then laughed at it. Oh, doesn't Sergio look better in a dress anyway? Sergio's feelings were so hurt. He almost felt like Caroline Brooks. And Caroline Stansberry just sitting there with her stiff upper lip, her stiff English upper lip, not showing any. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Look at my husband's balls rolling around the floor at this party. I wouldn't want a baby with a bitch like that, Sergio, who lets the other baby talk to you like that. Can you imagine? Like, I wouldn't even want it. And then we had Sarah and her new face. I saw a picture of Sarah's old face, and she looks really, really different. And it's interesting to, because she doesn't seem like she's into appearances and stuff, but she changed so much of her actual appearance. I'm confused. And then she's telling her son, and this is the problem with talking too freely in front of your children also. She's telling her son how she's going to find a new guy. And the son says, oh, no, mommy, all men are bad. They all treated you bad. Why did that toddler know that shit? Like, can't you protect your children from certain things? Like, should her son have known that those men all treated her so badly? Or was it because they were in a marriage and he was around for it? I'm not really sure, like, about the dynamics of how he could say that like that. Yeah. Yeah. It was it was just weird. And he just was like, "Oh, this is normal conversation. Oh, mommy, all the men are horrible to you." That's weird. And because he's a man. So you're raising him to think that people that are like him are bad, but he's not bad. But then he'll have to still self reconcile that. And then how do you know the good ones from the bad ones if Sarah made it all okay by saying, "Oh, no, they're not bad. It's mommy makes bad decisions." Didn't spend any time with her or her son and show him any love. So maybe she had to explain why that was happening. Yeah. Yeah. Another, and there is just play by play slowed down video of how Jennifer, yes, Jennifer started that. And I do not like, we'll talk about that in a second because this is almost over. Yeah. So there's Sarah with her son and the hat. And then what happened when Lisa and her mom went shopping and they thought she was Nicki Minaj. And she's like, I'm not a tourist. I live here. 30 Durham. I love that. They're like 100,000 Durham. She's like, I live here, fool. 30. They're like, okay. You can't get in? Uh-oh. We'll have to talk about that, Shaby. You seem so sweet. What happened? What did you do that you can't get into Dubai, girl? We're gonna have to talk. Okay, and then let's go over to Talene. Um, all I can say about Talene in this episode is that I did not appreciate how she was not loyal to Brooks and how she doesn't shut people down when they're talking about Brooks in a negative way or what could be looked back on as a negative conversation because all the shit is on tape, darling. You sticking around for these conversations where they're talking about the lady that brought you on the show in any type of negative fashion is not going to reflect well on you. And it's going to give Brooks a lot to consider. Okay. Anybody else on the show? Oh, and then it ended with the two Carolines finally sitting down and Stanberry pretending like see you next Tuesday is the end all be all. And because you called me that, uh, whatever, lady, you pitted her against two other ladies. A see you next Tuesday is a nice thing to call you at this point. Because not only did you do that, but now she sees you befriending them in her face. That's very see you next Tuesday behavior. I didn't make up see you next Tuesday behavior. It's the behavior that she's doing. Anything else in this episode? I don't really think so. Did I miss anything? How do you feel about Saba, Sarah, friend from last week? Saba, was that the one that she had to go out on the date with when, oh yeah, that's the other thing that happened in this episode is that she double dated with Talene and her husband to the guy that she was going to hook her up from the party. And that didn't go well. Didn't go well. Yeah. And Sarah, the way she was interacting was so juvenile. Like she's sitting there, oh, um, he's asking me questions. I don't really like it. It was just weird. Just don't go out with people if that's the case. You know, just don't do it. Let's see. So I kind of feel like it was a filler episode, like I said. I hope really, I feel like the only thing that will really resolve um, the only thing that will really resolve the oh here we go. The only thing that'll really resolve Caroline Brooks's anger actually is if they have the talk in front of everybody. You know, if they have the talk in front of everybody and she says she put me against you guys last year, then I feel like that will be breaking the chain, so to speak. That and she'll be able to reclaim all of her freaking time. Yeah, don't let people punk you. That's not right. Now let's talk about this. So, was that a glass or a plastic cup? Because I didn't see any blood, but was that a glass or a plastic cup? I saw something break and all the liquid came out, but I didn't hear anything clank and I didn't see any blood. But I'm like, her eardrum should be pretty popped right about now. Plastic, right on. Yeah, at least it wasn't like Ramona. Remember, didn't Ramona throw something at somebody and she had a little cut on her face and the something happened? She had a little cut from a cup or something. Yeah, let me see some of these comments real quick from the other thing before we move on. Everybody's in the house. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you, Curvies. Yeah, yeah. So we just got to stop being insecure. We all got insecurities. And now that I'm older, I move through life and I manage insecurities. When you're younger, they can paralyze you, you know? Yeah. And next time somebody asks me to get on the stage, I'm going. Right on. Yeah, I relate to you too, California. Right on. Thanks for being here. And Bianca, you're so sweet. Mademoiselle, love you so much. Brooks is different this season. She is. And also I feel like she's finally working. She's acting like a stress worker. She's acting like a W-2 employee at this point. I mean, she's a business owner, but she has W-2 employees. And that's a lot of stress. Like, that's a lot of work having that type of business where you have to be there, you have to do this. I feel like actually Caroline might do better and start being her old fun self again if she got like a general manager or something like that for that place and she just really received the money from it and let somebody else physically run the shop. You know, the way how on Bridgerton, how they make you sell the business because once you're in society, you don't get to work. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I love that she's a worker, but I feel like it's kind of getting to her really bad. Yes, that totally makes sense to find out that the person who put you against the people is now going back befriending them and simultaneously telling everybody that you're a drinker. And yeah, it's a lot. Shay B is in the house. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, that happened to my mom. She went in for fibroids and they took her his whole freaking uterus. She didn't even have to go through menopause. As it turns out, you just once you just take everything, yeah, 23 took her whole shit. Fucking colonized her womb. Not even the devil himself can provide a blessing for his people, right? That's what I'm saying. Never. The devil doesn't pay well, you guys. The devil doesn't pay well, believe me, and there are no long term benefits. Yeah, let's see. Okay, now let's get to this. So I haven't seen this season of Real Housewives of New Jersey. I haven't been reporting on it, but I am going to go back and watch last night because I'm here for the shits. I'm here. I'm down for, hey, Jennifer Aiden has been an aggressor for a very long time since she's been on this show and has always just got to skirt by like it's not aggression. But if that type of aggression happened on a Real Housewives of Potomac or Atlanta show, it would have definitely been called out as the aggression that it is. But somehow, once you get over to New Jersey, it's not aggressive anymore. I don't know. But Jennifer has not kept her hands to herself the entire time she's been on these shows. And we know that she got added to the season, to the series later. But she's always been very aggressive and in people's face. And I am so pleased that whoever this lady is right here, check this bitch. I'm so pleased. Because look, it's kind of like what happened to Kenya over in Real Housewives of Atlanta. She got rewarded for being a horrible person for so long that she thought that she could continue to be a horrible person. And that's just not the case. It's just not the case. It's just not the case. You know what I'm saying? One day, something's going to happen and you're going to have to stop being a horrible person, Kenya. One day, you're going to have to stop pushing people first, Jennifer. And that was a very aggressive, mean. Her face looks so like her face, Jennifer's face right before the push. She reminded me of those ladies that okay, not the ladies. I'm gonna go here, you guys. I don't know if I should or not. I don't know if you guys can stand it. But have you guys ever seen on a cop show where the cop is doing something and it's gonna make the person upset, but then the cop does this thing where they're like, calm down, calm down. And the way they keep saying calm down is like, you're not fucking with me. Have you guys ever seen that phenomena? The way Jennifer was simultaneously egging on Danielle and telling her to calm down with that nice, calm voice and her face being so calming makes everybody else look at Danielle like Danielle's the aggressor, when in actuality, the person that started all of this, the aggressor, was only ever Jennifer. But because her tone is calm down, calm down, and she's smiling the way that they do, it's very off-putting and deceitful to onlookers, right? So that then today's headlines that I had to see was that Danielle attacked Jennifer. Danielle hit Jennifer. Danielle did all this stuff to Jennifer. But Jennifer not only did some words to start this, but then she did a physical push of an action, and people just left all that shit out. I prefer to start shit where it really, 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 really happened. You can't start at 1865 without getting to 1619. You can't start at October 7th without going back to 1902, to the initial Belarus, whatever it was. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to consider the entirety of the catalyst before you decide to just look at the end result of what we're seeing on this picture right here. Let's look together. So this is the end. This photo right here is the end result of Jennifer, Teresa going around spreading malicious lies about people, planting stories on people just so they could have it out for them. And this right here, this picture, is the result of all of the treachery that's been going on for 2 years, as it turns out, on this show. And hasn't this girl Danielle only been on like 2 years also? So this is accumulation event. This isn't Danielle slapped this hoe out of the air. This was a 2-year wind up to follow through with a cup against your face today. Because you can't just start with this, what you see right here. You have to go back and find out what the actual catalyst was to make Danielle reach back to Texas and come through to Jersey and smack that cup on this bitch's head like that. Look, I hope Jennifer learned today. I hope she learned her lesson good. I hope she never, ever feels comfortable enough to invade a person's space that much and then push them. Okay? Because you are not a victim, Jennifer. Actually, you're the aggressor, Jennifer, and have been. So she called her a thief, then tells her to calm down, then pushes her, and now Danielle's a bad person. Not on this channel. Not today, Satan. Not today, neck. Not today, ankles. Not here. Because this right here is actually a reaction to all the shit that this bitch has been doing. And then her butt helmet, Teresa, was standing there watching the whole thing happen. Because the devil doesn't pay well. The devil will just watch while you get your ear full of plastic and liquid and your face red with the smack that I just put on that shit. But her ass helmet, Teresa, Giudice Ruella, just stood there. Let her take it all. Let her take it all. Because the devil doesn't pay. That's another note for today. The devil does not pay well at all, y'all. She is the devil of Real Housewives of New Jersey. Yep, that's all out of order. Oh, wait, did I say something out of order? Danielle realizes in the moment how much she got used. Yeah, they called her a thief. I'm enjoying New Jersey. I had to binge watch last week. It's funny to me. I don't know. I'm not going to torture my eyeballs or my neurons with the entire episode, but I might watch last week and see how it got up to this week. Or I might just jump into the drama this week because she was like, "You're dirty, bitch. You're dirty." Ooh, she was upset. She was like, "You're dirty." Ooh, I felt it all. Ooh, wait. I could feel that energy. I was like, ooh, what did she do? She called her a thief, though. California Cutie said gaslighting. Yep. Ah, it was blackout mad for Danielle. Yeah. Got her so good. Danielle wasn't playing around. Feels like the season just started. No way. Oh, and then I have to watch What Happens Live too. I saw the Fuda lady was on Watch What Happens Live. And I would have liked if she would have stood her ground when she said that Teresa's a has-been. Because she is. All the other OGs of the franchises have been phased out except for Teresa. I wonder why. It's not because she's the smartest person in the room, except for I feel like she might be sometimes because she's really, really good at playing stupid. But I don't think you can really be that stupid when you were plotting out scenes with your daughter because you understand that because you're talking to your daughter, it'll just seem innocent. So that doesn't really sound like a stupid person. So I think Teresa might be way smarter than she's letting on. Way smarter. Way out of order on that show. Do you this oh yeah, I don't really watch, but I feel like this slap right here was warranted. I'm gonna go watch it be warranted. And thanks you guys for bearing with me. Thanks for tuning in for Real Housewives of Dubai. I know we were all over the place, but like I said, it was more of a filler episode. Um to me anyway, except for the Sergio getting treated badly by the daughter and us finally realizing why the two Carolines are not feeling each other this season. So yeah, look, and Teresa doesn't even have a man who would protect her. He just sits there. He just sits there all shit. He only likes arguing with women. That should be a sign. That should be a sign to Teresa about the Mitch level Mitch that she married. You know what a Mitch is? That's a male bitch. I like how I say little bitch. I get that from my LA, you guys. I have a couple words that I can say really good. Yeah, but a Mitch, he's such a Mitch. He argues with women all day. He sues women all day and then doesn't have any words for men because he's a Mitch. And I would check where his stuff should be and make sure that he still even has balls attached because he's a high level Mitch to only argue with women. It's not a good look. It's no bueno. High level of Mitchism. I wouldn't tolerate it. And I don't know why she didn't say something to that fool while she's sitting there arguing with a whole other man when she got balls sitting beside her. I'm like Dr. Heavenly on that shit. Don't address me if you have balls. You talk to my husband, Mitch. Because women talking over here, and I'm not arguing with a man. That's what I got a husband for. That's what Dr. Heavenly would tell her. Men talk to men, women talk to women. If it's about arguing, because you're not supposed to sit up here and argue with a woman unless you're a Mitch. But Teresa loves Mitchy balls. Louis is a mess. Can't wait for it to be revealed. Duck-lipped lobster. And now he wants to shut his duck-lipped mipped. New company owes a lot of money. Yep, I heard. Like he's like in millions in debt and like didn't pay the people. He didn't pay the event planner. He's all kind of ooh wee. Yes. Well, I enjoyed you too. And we are getting off of here. I'm 6 minutes over, you guys. So be sure and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button on your way out. Ring the bell so you can get notified next time the studio goes crazy and I have to start a whole new live while you waiting in the other live. The only way you're going to know I'm in the new live is if you have the bell rung. And that's what happened today. Thanks for my wonderful mods. Krista has a channel in these YouTube streets. If somebody could hurry up and drop her link before we jump off. California Cutie has a channel in these YouTube streets. If we could drop her channel. And I think those are my only two creators in the house today. If anybody else knows of another creator that popped through, that would be excellent. But those two ladies are definitely doing their things in these YouTube streets. California Cutie and Reality with Krista Marie. Both are popping off in YouTube. Right, yay! Right on. Okay, or you guys could just hit their little icon thing and go sub that way too, I think, if we can't get that link dropped. But next time. And they're in my other videos too. Right on, there's California Cutie. Thanks, Reality. I love you, Krista. And I was in your live this morning. You had like 200 something people in there. That was a busy room. But then the lady across the street died, I told you, and I was outside praying for their house. So yeah, it's been a crazy morning. It's been a crazy morning. Callie Curtis. That's funny. Okay, you guys, make sure you, yeah, it was so sad. It was so sad. I'll tell you all about it later. I already mentioned it. I don't want to upset myself again. But I love you guys. Make it a great day. Remember, there's enough to go around. Don't let your insecurities stop you. Fuck fear. It's just false evidence appearing real. And if you're shy, so what? So what? Just go out, do your best in life. I mean, like, there's enough to go around. You're awesome. Whatever's on your heart is on there because you can do it. It's for you to do. Whatever talent you have, embrace it. I encourage that. I support that in you, just in case nobody else is. And just, be your excellent self. Couture Bay just popped in. Right on. Thanks for coming through. You know what I'm saying? So I'll see you guys in the next video. So I'm going to move this right here. I got to learn how to do this. And then I'm going to say end. Wait, your stream will... Wait, let me see. What's it say? Yeah, I want to end the stream. That's what it means when you say end. Why are you asking me weird questions? That's not what it looked like yesterday. I'll see you guys later.